If I can have your attention again, please. The time is now 7 o'clock. We're going to call this meeting of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to order. First item on our agenda is our Pledge of Allegiance. If you will, please stand and I'll lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, so first off, before we get started with the regular agenda, we got a special recognition. Governor's Volunteer Service Awards recipients. Charles Mitchell.
Good evening. Good evening. How y'all doing? Thank you, board and audience. I'm glad to be here tonight to present these awards. We do this every year. So I'm still the county coordinator for this award in Franklin County. For those that don't know, just remember that the award, the application process starts in November and wraps up the middle of January. So we're glad to be here tonight. This is National Volunteer Week, so keep that in mind. Thank all volunteers if you can. We thank all those that are in the audience for what you do. And I want to also let the recipients know that we'll be taking a group photo outside out in the lobby there once all recipients receive their awards. So just keep that in mind. All right. Tell you a little bit about this award. This award program was created by the Office of the Governor in 1979. It recognizes North Carolina's most dedicated volunteers through the years. The award has been bestowed on thousands of North Carolinians who have shown concern and compassion for their neighbors by volunteering in their local community. Each county selects up to 10 individuals, businesses, groups, teams, and one paid director of volunteers to be recognized for their outstanding contributions to their communities. One of the nominees will be nominated for the Governor's Medallion Award for Volunteer Service, which is awarded to the top 20 volunteers in the state. In the past 5 years, we've had 2 Medallion Awards winners, and we have another Medallion Award winner this year as well. They'll be going to the Capitol building to receive their award on May 12th. We'll get to announcing that in a few minutes. But first, I want to recognize all our recipients, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to share some comments from their nominators that nominated them, and they're going to be brief, and then I'll ask for the recipient to come up. We do have a certificate signed by Governor Josh Stein and a pen presented by the Governor's office for each recipient tonight. So our first recipient is Rochelle Dietz. Rochelle Dietz is worthy of this recognition for her dedicated approach to volunteering. As a retired teacher, Rochelle continues to serve the community's students in need. With such things as backpack buddies, Rochelle helps pack 175 to 300 bags of food, depending on the need, twice a month. Another program which Rochelle is very passionate about is Franklin County's Meals on Wheels. Twice a week, she visits the homes of 4 homebound older individuals. Not only does she bring food, but compassion and laughter. Rochelle also volunteers to usher at several area theaters in the region, such as the Durham Performing Arts Center, the Raleigh Little Theater, and the Theater in the Park. Her time management, reliability, and commitment to these organizations leads to their community impact and the enhancement of the lives of so many others. This time, I'd like to recognize Rochelle Dietz. All right. Our next recipient is Sylvia Kramer. Sylvia has freely shared her extensive knowledge of equine care with horse producers and other enthusiasts in Franklin County. She actively participates in field trips and other events organized by the Women in Ag Network and other local initiatives. She assists in planning important agricultural programs for the benefit of the community. Her involvement includes activities such as the annual horse farm tour and winter series planning. Recently, Sylvia was appointed to the Franklin County Cooperative Extension's County Council. Also, as a dedicated guardian ad litem for Franklin County Foster Care, Sylvia advocates for the best interest of children in foster care, ensuring their voices are heard and their needs are met. In addition to her various volunteer roles, Sylvia is deeply involved with the respite program at her church. This initiative provides much needed support to families who have foster or adopted children by offering the parents monthly time for themselves. Sylvia's dedication to this program highlights her compassion and understanding of the unique challenges faced by these families. Beyond her volunteer work, Sylvia is also a recognized author. At this time, I'd like to recognize Sylvia Kramer. All right, our next recipient for tonight is Miss Haley Glick. Miss Glick is a tireless volunteer in our county and at Youngsville Elementary School. Miss Glick is a true gem to the Youngsville Elementary School family as she serves as a PTO officer, is active in all staff family events, helps with teacher appreciation activities, works in the classroom, supports school beautification, and seeks out opportunities to help staff. She willingly contributes in our team leadership meetings and decision-making at Youngsville Elementary School. She cares about all students and is willing to assist wherever she is needed. Youngsville Elementary is appreciative of Ms. Glick and her tremendous efforts in supporting our school, students, staff, and our community. This time I'd like to present Ms. Glick with her certificate. All right, this next award goes to a group of individuals. This group is the Lewisburg Baptist Church Ramp Ministry. The nominator put this on the comments, but I wasn't going to read it, but it says older individuals, but they do a lot of work. And you'll see as I read this. Older individuals driven by compassion and a sense of purpose work tirelessly to construct ramps for senior citizens who are disabled or unable to walk. Their efforts exemplified selfless service and unwavering dedication. Despite the sweltering heat, often reaching 100 degrees, they persevered without complaint or the expectation of financial compensation. Instead, they saw their work as a way to honor God's, reflecting their deep faith and belief in the power of community and kindness. With every nail hammered and board secured, they provided more than just physical access. They offered dignity and independence to those in need. This act of love and devotion stands as a testament to their resilience and the strength of their belief in helping others as a sacred duty. Their efforts not only transformed lives, but also inspired others to embody the spirit of selfless giving. It was inspiring to see them work and not ask for much, even when water or food was offered to them. Touched by their humility, dedication, and faith. At this time, I'd like to recognize the Lewisburg Baptist Church Ramp Committee. The names are Earl Odom, Caleb Odom, Perry Faulkner, DJ Faircloth, and Zach Myers. We have one certificate for y'all, but I'm sure y'all can post it well at the church. We have a pen for each of you. All right. Here you go, sir.
Praise God, from whom all blessings flow.
Me.
All right. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize Miss Patricia Adams. Volunteer Pat Adams continues to work as a volunteer at Sowing Seeds, North Carolina, to distribute food to the locals who are in need Mondays and Wednesdays in Franklinton. In addition, Patricia is a booster for the Lewisburg High School Band, a magnet school. She helps during concerts and competitions, along with distance trips with the band. She provides weekly transportation for the elderly to and from medical appointments. Many elderly people lack dependable transportation, and she is a blessing for those in need. Patricia volunteers to distribute food from the Interfaith Food Organization the first Saturday of the month at Cross Point Community Church, where a food truck is brought in, as well as packing items to be given or to be given through a program called Backpack Buddies. The Franklin County Cooperative Extension Center is very fortunate to have Patricia serve as a volunteer with our many events, such as helping with hosting livestock shows, horse farm tours, educational program, and much more. This time, I'd like to recognize Patricia Adams, if she would come up, and Patricia is our Medallion Award winner this year. Once again, Patricia will be going to the state capitol on May 12th to be recognized by Governor Josh Stein, and she'll be presented with another certificate and a medal at that time. So, I'd like to thank all our recipients tonight and all their families and friends for being here and the time that you've allowed us to present these awards tonight. Thank y'all. Let's give them another round of applause.
Thank you, Charles. And we're going to go out and take a photo of these recipients.
I would also like the recipients to know that there's a gift when you leave outside at the desk out there. So that'll be presented to you out there.
At this time, we need to call for a brief recess to call to order the Board of Equalization and Review. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. At this time, would y'all like to go ahead and set the dates for the Board of? Okay, so at this time, we're gonna call to order the Board of Equalization and Review. We need a motion for that, Madam Attorney?
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
All right,
Second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, I would like to discuss the dates for the Board of Equalization and Review. And those dates that we discussed in our small groups, you have those, right?
You have those in front of you? Go ahead.
Okay, well,
But I hadn't heard any feedback from other commissioners.
So what were the dates again? I'm sorry.
June 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Okay, third, fourth, and fifth, okay?
That's our choices, but how many days are we gonna actually need? Just 2 days? Okay.
And what time are we proposing to do this? Evening time? Middle of the day?
6 to 9.
6 to 9. 6 to
And-
9, 2 days.
okay.
Whatever your second date is, if y'all can plan to adjourn the board that day.
Well, haven't set them yet. We
Well,
got a choice.
I'm good with the 3rd and the 4th. We'll have our regular meeting on the 2nd, then we can have our Board of E&R the 3rd and the 4th if everybody else is.
I have no conflict.
I'm good.
3rd and 4th's good for me.
Mr. Foy?
No, that's good. The third and fourth will work just right.
Okay,
Okay, and so can you include that you will adjourn the board of ENR on June 4th as well?
Once
Yeah.
you got everybody pulled?
yeah, everybody's good with that.
Okay.
So then we'll plan on also adjourning on June the 4th, Board of E&R.
That's 6 to 9.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make a motion.
So
Second.
Second.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we need,
A motion to close,
yes,
Make a
the
motion.
recess. We're gonna recess.
to recess. I make a motion to recess.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now we need a motion to reconvene our regular meetings.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, item number 1 on our agenda is our consent agenda. I'm gonna ask that we pull off letter C off the consent agenda for further discussion. So what is the pleasure on items A, B, D, E, and F?
Move to approve.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Now for letter C is the Youngsville Fire Department MOU. At this time, Mr. Christmas would like to come forward and say a few words about this.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, and County staff. I appreciate the opportunity tonight to speak to you about the cooperative agreement between the Youngsville Fire Department and the Franklin County EMS. My name is Brian Christmas. I'm the Youngsville Fire Chief. For several years now, the Youngsville Fire Department has sought an updated, modern, and functional cooperative agreement with Franklin County EMS that addresses the key business components of running medical response services as a fire department, but also provides organizational protections to not only Youngsville Fire, but to Franklin County EMS. The Youngsville Fire Department began offering medical response services in 2012 at the emergency medical technician level, with services primarily occurring during the daytime when our fire stations were staffed. As our community has continued to grow over the years, so has our staffing. And with that growth, our response model has evolved as well. The Youngsville Fire Department now provides a staffed engine company at each of the 3 firehouses 24 hours a day. With the continued growth experienced across the county, but primarily in southwestern Franklin County, the strain on the EMS system continued to be a concern. As the Youngsville Fire Department has done throughout our proud 81-year history, when asked to help the community, we decided to step into providing 24-hour emergency medical response services in July of 2023. Prior to expanding our services to the residents of the Youngsville Fire Department, our then fire chief and board of directors wished to seek an updated and modernized cooperative agreement with Franklin County. Unfortunately, that did not reach an agreement, and the Youngsville Fire Department continued to operate under an agreement from 2012, which does not provide sufficient guidance, delineation of duties and responsibilities, and does not provide adequate risk reduction for our fire departments or for Franklin County. Over the past year, we have worked with new leadership of Franklin County EMS to reach an agreement for a cooperative agreement that meets the needs of both parties. We are proud to have the agreement presented this evening and thank the leadership of Franklin County EMS and the Franklin County staff for their work and partnership. The agreement that will be presented to you this evening meets the needs of the Youngsville Fire Department and has been approved by our Board of Directors. On behalf of our Board and Fire Department, I request concurrence this evening. The purpose of this newly updated agreement is to benefit the Youngsville Fire Department and Franklin County EMS. Never has this process been about impacting any other emergency services providers in the county. At the direction of this body in 2023, the county has worked to try and develop a cooperative agreement that is scalable for implementation anywhere in the county. One size will not fit all in this county for a myriad of reasons. Each public safety agency that serves within this county has their own interests, situations, and do what is best for their service area. Youngsville Fire is fortunate to have the funding and personnel due to our explosive community growth to offer this service among our other services. Last year, our department ran over 1,000 medical responses, and year to date, our average response time on medical incidents in our 62 square mile fire district is 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Regardless of tonight's outcome, the Youngsville Fire Department will proudly offer medical response to the residents of our fire district, but I again respectfully request your concurrence on a modern cooperative agreement that meets the needs of our department and Franklin County. The Youngsville Fire Department is proud to offer emergency medical response services, and that is the result of our taxpayers and some support from our community. I am available for questions if you have any. Thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Christmas. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is the pleasure of item C, the Youngsville Fire Department MOU?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item number 2 is comments from the public. This is a time set aside by the Board of Commissioners to allow individuals 5 minutes to address the board on issues concerning the county. The total time set aside for public comments is 30 minutes. The first name on our list is Rachel, I don't want, I'll butcher your last name. Sina? Okay, if you'll come forward and, we can yield 5 minutes.
Thank you all. I hope y'all are doing good. My name is Rachel Sani, 475 Access Drive, Youngsville. I've been a resident of Franklin County since 1994. I'm here this evening to address the significant need in our community, the establishment of a public swimming pool. The absence of a public pool in Franklin County has several detrimental impacts on our residents. First of all, water safety is a critical concern. As we know, drowning deaths are the second leading cause of accidental deaths for ages 1 to 14. Although I do not have specific statistics about drownings here for our county, there have been way too many, and this underscores the importance of accessible swimming education and safe swimming environments for people of all ages. A public pool would provide a controlled and supervised setting for swimming lessons, reducing the risk of tragic accidents and unsupervised bodies of water. Secondly, the lack of public aquatic facilities directly affects our youth involved in sports. Currently, the swim teams in our county schools are forced to travel to other counties for practices and competitions. This places undue burden on students, parents, and school resources. Providing a local pool would not only offer a convenient training location, but would also foster a greater participation in swimming as a sport within our county schools. Finally, Franklin County has a growing population, nearly 80,000 people. This large community deserves access to safe and affordable recreational opportunities for families. A public pool would serve as a vital resource for exercise, leisure, and social interactions for residents of all ages and backgrounds. It would be a place where families can spend quality time together, promoting health and community well-being. Recently, the town of Lewisburg committed to work along with the county to see this come into fruition. Investing in a public swimming pool is an investment in the safety, health, and quality of life for all Franklin County residents. I urge the county commissioners to seriously consider and prioritize the development of this essential community amenity. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. And I do have each of you an invitation to our no pool pool party that we will be having at Franklinton Park on Saturday from 11 to 1. And do I give them?
Yes,
her?
ma'am.
All
You
right.
take it off.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. The next person on who is signed up to speak is Wendy Perry.
Rufus and I are back. My name is Wendy Perry, and I live, do you need my address and all that?
Yes, ma'am. If you say,
291 Pilot Raleigh Road, Zebulon. And I could stand up here for a long time and go on about what's happened for a while, but I'm going to try to cut to the chase tonight. In October of 2022, I had this vision of trying to have a dog park in Franklin County. And after spinning wheels for a couple of years, finally got the ball rolling for a year. I have some people here from the dog park tonight, and I have met some wonderful people at the park a mile from my house, from Lewisburg, Bunn, Lake Royale, Lake Forest, Roseville, Zebulon, Wendell, Spring Hope, Middlesex, Bunn Lake, and of course our pilot community. And we're just having a big old time over there. I'm so grateful and excited to have the park. It's really nice. But we don't have any shade or benches or vegetation. And I'm here tonight to ask what happened to $130,000 that I've been told for 3 months we ran out of money. And I'll have to go to ask the board for some more come July budget. I have this many communications since October of 22 with various people, board members, Will, commissioners, KP. I could go on and on. But anyway, after a lot of rigmarole, we broke ground on September 10th. And the last numbers that I was given was way back in July of last year with kind of a estimate, and there was plenty of money there. I know things change, but money was taken out from 129 down to 107 for donatable items. And I had mentioned back when that once monies were expended, there was probably some people in the neighborhood, in the community that would donate a bench or some plants, but we'd cross that bridge when we got to it. So KP called me 3 months ago or so and said, it's time to call those people that you said would donate things because we're out of money. And I said, well, where's $130,000? And he said, well, I'm looking into it. And about 6 or 8 times since the last 3 months, all I get is I'm looking into it. And to me, if that's his departmental budget, he ought to be able to look into a folder on his desk or a folder in his computer and be able to tell the taxpayers where $130,000 went on ground that was already owned, that we can't have some shade for people and pets and some trees. As a matter of fact, at the open house recently, he told me that he had looked into, costed out some trees the week before, 4 trees for $800. And I said, are they fully grown? I mean, where do we get 4 trees for $800? He said, I called Apex. Is anybody here from Apex paying Franklin County salaries? Why would anybody even think to call Apex for trees for a park in Franklin County? And so I proceeded to tell him about Chris's greenhouse up the road. 2 or 3 people standing around said, man, go see Chris. He's right up the road. He'd probably give you some trees. So he said he would stop that day when he left, but I don't know that he did because I offered him the contact information for the park manager in Wendell. 6 or 8 times he told me he was going over there to see. It's a simple park. The fella's been running it for 8 years. He can answer all kinds of good questions. He told me the day after the groundbreaking he was going over there. To this day, at least he's been this week or so, he's never been over there either. The last communication I had with him was on March 29th. And I emailed him, it was the week after the open house, to just kind of give him an update. Hey, things are going great at the park. Everybody's loving it. A few little things that need fixing. We need some better poop bags because people were telling me they got holes in them. Ant problem, there were some holes put for initially, I think the fence that got moved, the holes never got filled in this big. And I almost twisted my foot in one of them myself. So he responded back and answered those questions. But the last sentence of my email was, I ask again, can you please send me the final budget expenses of what was spent? And the last sentence of his response to me from that other stuff was, I'll email you the cost breakdown on these.
Make a motion, we extend our session.
We have a motion.
Second.
Have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion, motion carries.
So he said he would email me that information in a separate email, and that was on the March 29th, and I haven't received that. So I just decided not to contact him anymore. So week before last, I'm gonna go to the top girls when you can't get answers. So I contacted the county manager's office, and the lady said that he should be able to call me that morning because he didn't have any appointments till later in the day and didn't get a call. So I waited a week and I called back last week. And this was kind of my breaking point when she said, well, I told her I didn't get a call. I've been waiting a week. And she said, well, we're all really busy around here. Are we not all really busy working to pay our taxes so these people and the county staff can get paid to be busy for us? So when she said that to me, she just as well slapped me in the phone. So here I am. He did call me today, thank you, but I was not able to call you back, and I was prepared to speak tonight, didn't want to rearrange everything. So I basically want to know, where's $130,000 that can't accommodate us with some shade and some trees that are reasonable and provided from a Franklin County landscaper or nursery? He did tell me on March 21st that I think it was 8 trees had been purchased, and the county staff would be planting them in 2 weeks. It's been 4+ weeks, and as of today, there are no trees planted yet. So I'm just getting nothing from him. And I've had a great relationship with KP all along, but it's just like this brick wall, and nobody can't explain where the money's gone to. So I'm requesting accounting for $130,000. And I also was sending out this weekend that something similar is going on at the park over in Epsom. So it makes me wonder, if the small projects like this are in such a shamble, what is going on with the big ones that we don't have time to sit down and weed through and look for problems? So I'll just end with that. I thank you for your time, and I hope to look forward to getting a response to my FOIA request that I sent right when I walked out the door tonight to come here. Thank you.
The next person we have is Jennifer. Okay, just a minute. All right, Frankie Anderson. Good. Kayla Livingston. Did I say that right? Okay, hi Kayla. When you come forward, state your name and address for the clerk, please, and we'll deal with 5 minutes.
I'm not sorry.
You're fine.
My name is Takayla Livingston, and I live at 5488 Highway 401 North in Lewisburg. So I'll read it. My name is Takayla Livingston, and I am a lifelong Franklin County resident, an educator, an advocate, and most importantly, a mother. I'm not just any mother. I take great pride in being a mother. I am creative, innovative, and resourceful. I do everything in my power to give my 3 sons a full, rich, and joyful experience, not just in school, but in life. Growing up in Franklin County, we had nothing for youth. No extracurricular activities, no community centers, no summer camps, no youth programs, no theaters, no enrichment spaces, just the basics. And while I grew up with structure, there were key things that I missed in experiences. I missed cursive writing, mentor programs, and swimming. Now I raise my sons in the same county, but I refuse to let them grow up with those same gaps. I take them everywhere. I take them to Marbles Museum, to STEM expos, to career fairs, to career fairs, to art shows, to zoo trips, and even dinosaur exhibits. I want them to experience education in all forms, not just in classrooms. But here is the problem. None of these are in Franklin County. Every event, every opportunity, every resource that I had to give my children are outside of this county. And when I post these things on my Facebook and online, other parents are amazed. They thank me for sharing these and wish that they could take their children as well, but they can't. Not because they don't want to, but because they don't either know about it or they don't have the capacity to travel out of the county because they're local. But these things, like I said, are not local to the youth of Franklin County. There is no family swim program. There is no educational events, no movie theaters, no STEM workshops, no youth centers, no mentorship opportunities, no exposure to anything outside of Franklin County. And so that is why I'm here tonight. We are surrounded by water, yet we have no affordable, accessible swim programs. That is a public safety crisis. But it's also a part of a bigger problem, a lack of investment in well-being and development of our children. We say we care about our families, we say we care about our children to keep them safe, but then let's prove it. Let's bring family swim programs to Franklin County. Let's invest in community spaces. Let's give our children the life experiences they deserve right here at home. Because let the community and our children have what we need, because they are watching us and they deserve more than survival. They deserve a chance to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person we have on our list is Randall Shirley.
Randall Shirley, 294 Triple Crown Run, resident of Franklin County. I'm here also for a couple, 2 or 3 items. One is the water fountains in the Senior Citizens Center have not been working, 2 of them, for over 6 months. I think it's a simple fix. I think it's something we need for our senior citizens. And another thing in the Senior Citizens Center is in our pool area. We've got 766 square feet. And it's got a concrete seal over top of it. We've had slips and falls in there. And I'm afraid with some people that come in there, we have on Tuesday at 1 o'clock, our handicapped people come in there. And I'm just promoting, trying to put some carpet in there, some indoor-outdoor carpet. You're running less than $5,000 for a good quality carpet to put in there for our senior citizens on that. And also on the dog park, speaking of that, you put a lot of money into it, but why not go the extra step and put a shelter up there? It's there to attract people, attract pets, and not distract them, because when the summertime gets here, it's gonna be hot. People are not gonna take the dogs out there, not gonna sit out there in the hot sun. So it's more of a distraction then. If we don't take our pets out there in the hot sun, we wait till the evening. So the investment you put into it goes a step further. So what I've done, I don't know whether the land was given or purchased, but I did a cost analysis, what's been done there. And what gives me the authority to do this, I got 45 years as a building contractor, residential, commercial, throughout the state. I've come up with a total of $60,000 and $60,400 for what's been done there so far. That's if a well's been put in or been tapped in water. So if it's a $130,000 budget, my question is, where's the $70,000 at, number one? Number two, to put a shelter up there, you spend about $12,000 to $15,000. Still, you're under $80,000 for the whole thing. So that's all I've got to say. If you want to attract people and pets, do something nice there. When the summertime comes, it's going to be vacant. You spend all that money for a ghost town.
Thank you, sir. And we have one more person sign up. Lars. You'll come forward and state your name and address for the clerk.
Didn't take a shot at the last name, huh?
No.
Lars Kapner, 106 North Pastures Trail in Franklinton. And I just wanted to make the council aware of a Global Youth Service Day happening this Saturday in multiple locations in Franklin County. And what it is it's sponsored by the Franklin County Interfaith Group and justserve.org. And there's going to be basically 5 locations where we're encouraging youth 11 to 18 to serve and take pride in their community. And the 5 locations that are going to, the 5 places where they're going to be from 10 to 12 are, the first is at St. Matthias Episcopal Church, where they're going to restore and create some projects around that. The Franklin County Interfaith, St. Paul's Presbyterian Church, the Lewisburg Bike Path, they're going to do litter cleanup. And then there's one in Journey Ministry Food Pantry as well. And the intent of this really is to, it was good timing when we saw the Governor's Awards, really to get youth more, take more pride in their communities and to come together as youth in general to do projects and learn to serve. And the nice part about it's only 2 hours, and then there'll be a lunch afterwards. And I know Commissioner Stover from Lewisburg is sponsoring the litter cleanup on the bike path, and I believe Commissioner May's going to be there, right? I heard that, but I'm not committing you to it. But anyway, you're all welcome to it, and the sign up for any youth that want to go to it, it's globalyouthservicedayNC.com, and they can register, and then parents can obviously help them as well. And I just wanted to make everybody aware that youth that really do service do take pride in their community, and it's a great thing for us to do. It's been a global day for probably 20 years, and this is our first year trying to get it here, and we hope to do it every April in the future. So thank you.
Thank you. That concludes public comments for tonight. The next item on our agenda is our action items. The only item on that is demolition contract 109 West Nash Street in Lewisburg. We're gonna have Joe from Oakley Collier Architects to come up here and talk to us about this.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. It's good to see you all. My name is Joseph Klemick. I'm the architect of record with Oakley Collier Architects for this project, and we've been working with the county through the creation of the plans and the bidding process for the demolition of 109, 111 West Nash Street. We received 3 bids on April 8th at 2 p.m. was our bid date. We received 4 of them showed up, but 1 was a bit late. So we were allowed to accept 3 of them. The apparent lowest bidder at that time had, within 72 hours, came back to us and confirmed that they made a mathematical error, so they withdrew their bid. And then so out of those 3, the 2 remaining we're left with Calvin Davenport and H.G. Reynolds. So I'll just read the bid tabulation for you guys officially. Calvin Davenport Incorporated bid $1,386,000. We checked all the boxes. Their GC license number is 4056. Their civil contractor and structural steel contractor both are Calvin Davenport. Engineered Construction Company was the next. GC license number 30010. Their base bid was $1,232,500. And the final one is H.G. Reynolds Company Incorporated. GC license number 14149, and their base bid was $2,728,000. Engineer Construction Company is the company that withdrew their bid, and we are recommending that the county approve Kevin Davenport's base bid, which is the next lowest bid for the project. In which we had the time, like with Engineer Construction, and look through, and they have not withdrawn their bid, so it's our recommendation.
Very much. So we're being asked not to consider the approval and recommend the bid and authorize the county manager to finalize contract negotiations and sign all necessary documents in consultation with the staff attorney for Kevin Davenport to do this project. What's the pleasure? Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4 on our agenda is appointment. Board of Health. The board is asked to consider appointing Hillary P. Patterson of Dennis to her first 3-year term on the Board of Health. What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved. I make a motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. Consider appointing Tammy Cooper Cox to the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Tourism Development Authority Chairperson Designation. Tourism Development Authority, TDA, is requesting the Board of Commissioners designate a chairperson for the TDA pursuant to the TDA bylaws, Article 9, Section 1. The TDA members shall vote to recommend one member to serve as chairperson until the end of the administrative year. On recommendation of the TDA members, the Board of Commissioners shall designate one member to serve as chairperson. At their January meeting, the TDA voted to recommend Ginger Pugh to be their chairperson for the remainder of this administration year. What's the
I'll
pleasure of the
make a
board?
motion to appoint Ginger.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 on our agenda is other business.
Mr. Chairman, I think Commissioner May wanted to make an appointment as well this evening.
Do you have any appointments tonight, sir?
Yes, sir. I'd like to put John Fulton on the Solid Waste Committee.
Okay, we have a motion to make a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any other appointment? Sorry about that, Mr. May. Now, on to item number 5, other business. Is there any other business to be brought to this board tonight?
Mr. Chairman, you know, you've heard a couple people speak tonight about public swimming facilities, and I'm hearing it a lot in the public. We've heard before in our meetings. Town of Lewisburg is committed to working with us to make this a reality. I'd like to make a motion to have staff search for some federal funding to help us build a recreation center to include an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
We have a motion on the floor. We have a second.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Let's poll the board then. Mr. Boyd?
No.
All right. Mr. Shriver?
No.
May?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Noes have it. Guys, for like. Any other, business to be brought forward?
Yes, I would like to see blueprints and contract for this dog park. With some of these numbers in question, if I remember correctly, and I may be wrong, those blueprints had a shelter design on them. Not sure about the trees. The trees won't matter if they're not the right place either. Like on the north side of the park, they won't do it a bit of good. I can't understand that trees being $800 for 4 trees. I mean, if you're gonna plant a tree out there, I mean, even a $250 tree is not that big. Even at wholesale price. But I would like to see this contract and blueprints to see what's missing here.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely support that as well. I will say this from my experience in the industry of building, maple trees are no longer $100 a piece. They're $300, $400 a piece, and that's if you go get it from the nursery and they've got them burlapped and ready to go. So then you got to pay a contractor to go get them. You got to pay a contractor to come back and plant them. And someone's going to have to water those trees. And on top of that, that contractor's going to have to own those trees to be sure that they live, or customers going to want to take them out. So I'm not surprised $800. COVID has brought on a lot of these prices, and so I thought they said 8 trees for $800, and I was going to get up with KP or whoever and say, hey, where can I get some of those trees?
Yeah, they say
So it would not be surprising. We want, you want a good 10, 12-foot tree at a minimum, and honestly, you really need to plant them in the fall. They need to be dug past the 1st of October and put in the ground so they can get a chance to root and bear before the sun starts to get going. But if you try and plant them now, the probability of them living is going to be really hard. It's just the reality of the timing. But nonetheless,
I would also recommend.
I'm definitely not opposed to trees. I'm just saying that the price did not surprise me a bit.
Something fast growing like a willow would be necessary too. You don't think it's going to take 50 years to ever provide
No.
shade.
I tell you, a river birch tree is also a very good tree for getting up real quick and producing good shade. So I'm sure that there's some recommendations that someone with our ag extension department could be a great resource for us. But it certainly needs to be looked into. I fully support that.
Any other business?
I would also like for us to look into this pool table floor. That's in the water fountains. I feel like that is kind of dangerous if that floor is not exactly. I don't see any reason why I can't do this carpet. These carpet tiles are pretty cost effective to put down. It would help the soundproofing as well. But I'm sure that that's something department heads and staff can take care of, and would be nothing that we would require us to really get involved in.
I second that. I haven't been over there a few times.
As far as the dog park goes, I would like.
Well, I think the challenge is more so, I don't want to put shade on staff. I think it's fair to look into things, but I think we need to do so with a very open and welcoming spirit. Because I will tell you that things are not cheap anymore. And anytime you put it in the public's eye, I mean, if anybody goes back and looks at the conversation we just had about this last thing for the last item we had on the agenda for the action item, the difference, we just lost $150,000 because the lowest, most qualified bid came in 72 hours later and said, pull it out, we made a mathematical error. I would love for us to have the opportunity, but the law doesn't allow it, for us to go back and let that person resubmit their bid because they had a chance and they missed the opportunity. And they pulled it out because they couldn't honor it if we gave it to them. But it'd been wonderful because that's how quickly $150 can go. $150,000 can go. So I do want us to be very mindful of that and not just be quick to say somebody's done something wrong and by golly, we're going to hang, we're going to go get them rascals right here and shame on them. I think there's a logical explanation, and I think it's fair of us to walk forward in that manner and not in somebody's done something terribly wrong and by golly, we're going to go get it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other business? All right, so now we're into board manager and clerk's comment. Madam Clerk?
No comment.
Madam Attorney?
No comment.
Mr. Boyd,
I have no comment.
Mr. Stryver,
I think I've said enough, thank you.
Mr. May.
Yes, sir. I went to this Annie Edwards track acquisition project. That's a nice place. I think all of us need to go in there and look at that. Pretty creek running down in there. Only thing you need was a dipper, start drinking some fresh water, it looked like to me. They talking about what, hiking trails and stuff?
Mr. Speed.
I don't think anything tonight.
Ms. Bragg.
I also went on the Annie Edwards tour. That was quite interesting. So it's a beautiful tract of land. We have a lot of ribbon cuttings in Franklin County because there's a lot going on in the county and a lot of things opening. And several of us went to Southwire over in the new park off of US 1 to the ribbon cutting there, and we toured it, and it was an amazing place. But one thing I want to say is, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I have a lot of people who tell me all the time, we need industry, we need commercial, we need jobs in the county.
100%.
Every one of these ribbon cuttings that I've been over there and been to these large buildings, they are begging for employees. And so I'm like, I tell these people that tell me that we need more industry, and I said, well, I just went to a ribbon cutting the other day, and they're begging for employees. So there are jobs open in Franklin County. So if y'all are hearing that, and people are telling you there's no jobs here, there are jobs here. And we have new buildings, and these are humongous, and they have great, services in there. So I'm just been interested in seeing that and touring these buildings and seeing the jobs. Same thing when we went over to the Planet ROI. Same thing. They had jobs opening when we had in the same park. So the last thing is I did go to the Mariah Perham board meeting. Was put on that board, and this is the first board meeting that they've had since I've been put on that board. So I attended that last week, and they're going to do some special training, I hope, so that I'll know more about what's going on in the hospital and stuff. They've got a lot of building going on and a lot of renovations here in Lewisburg and at Henderson. So I want to get more in depth as to what I'm doing there.
Okay. Item number 7, closed session. The board is asked to enter into closed session pursuant to the following North Carolina statute. NCGS 143-318.11A3, attorney-client privilege communication. NCGS 143-318.11A4, industry and economic development. And NCGS 143-318.11A5, real property purchase contracts and leases. What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
In a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion carries.
You was asking, look in the sign. Yeah.
Here. Motion still got that door. Now,
Move to come out of closed session.
got a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Move to adjourn.
I'm good.